I guess we'll see if NXT can stand and deliver on its own merits. I'm Chris Wolvie, the Wrestling Fog, who always tells it like it is. Now, over the last few years, the WWE decided to hold its NXT Stand and Deliver PLE as sort of a matinee leading up to WrestleMania weekend, if you will. And it made sense, as since its debut in 2021, Stand and Deliver has been NXT's version of WrestleMania, with plenty of title matches, a rivalry or two, and an excellent chance for the future of the WWE to show their stuff in front of an actual arena crowd. This year, for whatever reason, schedule conflict with the Golden Knights perhaps, NXT is holding its WrestleMania 2 weeks before and about 1,500 miles away from where WrestleMania 42 takes place. And this might be a good thing, not just because I have less matches to choose that Saturday, but it gives NXT a chance to prove it doesn't need the WrestleMania bump. I mean, I don't remember who took part in last year because I was too hyped about Jey Uso and John Cena winning the primary titles later that weekend. At least now NXT has 2 weeks before we can forget about them. So let's see what these guys can do without riding WrestleMania's coattails. Here are my predictions for Stand and Deliver 26. Countdown match. Shiloh Hill, Hank Tank, E.K. Prosper, and Ren Sinclair versus The Birthright in a 10-person mixed tag match. I thought I asked you to A, not have tag matches with more than 6 people, and B, leave the mixed tag to AAA. Oh well, at least 3 rookies will have some time in the spotlight before being pushed back to Evolve or the like. Now the thing is, the Birthright only has 1 such up-and-comer, while the other team has 2, so I think experience will take it. Winners, Birthright. Sol Ruca versus Zarya. It was only a matter of time before the Surfer Girl and the Overwatch clone came to blows. I think it really ended when Zarya made Ruca 2 belts into Ruca no belts. Yet they dragged it out longer than they should have. Truth be told, I'm seeing Ruca being bumped to the main roster sometime soon. Zarya may need a title run of her own before that happens, so it's best to let her get this rivalry ended with a win. Ruca, love ya, but the big girl needs a chance to shine by herself. Winner is Zarya. NXT Tag Team titles. Vanity Project versus Los Americanos. While the Vanity Project is growing on me as a legit force in NXT, and not just Evolve, they need legit NXT tag teams to compete against now that Dark State is on the ropes. But the question is, do the steel-headed luchadors from SmackDown really want to be demoted back to NXT where they spent so many years trying to get out of it? I'd rather defect to TNA or AAA than return to NXT after so many years. Don't do it, chicos! Winners and still champs, Vanity Project. Women's North American title rematch. Tatum Paxley defends against Blake Monroe. Paxley has fought hard to get where she is now, and I think it's obvious that Monroe's personality is split 2 for 1. And I think it's more obvious that she's being fast-tracked to the main roster instead of just being plunked in there like Jade Cargill was. A title would just hold her back from getting to the main roster. Oh, she'll give a hell of a fight, no doubt, but Paxley comes from a deeper hell than Monroe could ever imagine. Winner and still champ Tatum Paxley. Men's North American title. Miles Bourne versus Johnny Gargano. Really? Is this the only way to get Johnny wrestling out of his post-DIY funk? To get back to the scene of the crime and finish the NXT Triple Crown? It seems to me that Johnny would be better off waiting out the rest of his contract, and Candice LeRae's as well, and seeking greener pastures, as he can't seem to function without Ciampa around. Hell, his last great match was against Ciampa in that empty building match. Bourne has an identity all his own. See what I did there? He needs no push to show his greatness. That half-deaf wrestler will play a mean pinball with Gargano's head and body. Winner and still champ, Miles Bourne. Triple threat for the NXT Women's Championship. Jacy Jayne versus Lola Vice versus Kendall Gray. Again, I still think Vice needs to rest that hand a bit more, but kudos to her resilience, I guess. The match last Tuesday shows that maybe they need an enforcer act to act like the ABS system in Major League Baseball, making sure a tap out is seen before the third slap on the mat. Now, Jayne has to deal with two contenders. The problem I have is that this isn't a title for title match. I'd love to see Jayne on TNA getting the snot beaten out of her, or Mr. Iguana with a look saying, "New partner, who dis?" As to who deserves the title more, Gray has her own singles title and Jayne's outlived her reign, so winner and new champ, Lola Vice. Finally, Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Championship. Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and Tony D'Angelo. Let's get the obvious out of the way, shall we? They don't call Page all ego for shiggles. He and Saints ain't partners, brothers, or even friends. They will both be countering each other to get at that title, and as such pretty much cancel each other out. Now the question is Hendry headed for the main roster soon or not? If so, maybe D'Angelo should get the title that he should have gotten a few stand and delivers ago. If anyone deserves the NXT Triple Crown, it's him, right? Sadly, I don't think Dark State is as through with D'Angelo as he thinks. And with no DQ, they should beat him down, even with Hendry rescuing him. Still, I believe in Joe Hendry, and his days of people saying his name and him appearing in front of huge crowds are not over yet. Winner and still champ, Joe Hendry. Those are my picks. Next week, Hall of Fame thoughts. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlog who always tells it like it is. Pray for peace more than ever. And I'll see ya